to cheer. Come here, Coach Trick. Come here. Come here with me.
Come on, Coach Trick. Get up.
Get out here. Get out here.
Start it. Start it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Leonard, there ain't words I can say now, except you deserve to be 6-0. It ain't a mistake. It ain't a fluke. You deserve to be 6-0 because that's what you worked for and that's what you wanted. It was a great win. It was a great win. And I don't even have to tell you what we got coming next week. Great week. Great week of practice. Great week. We'll bring the Gators in here.
This is the Auburn Football Review with Coach Terry Bowden. Brought to you by your Alabama Coca-Cola bottler. Always Coca-Cola. Colonial Bank. Good people, great service. Great Southern Wood, makers of Osmos pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't say Osmos on the yellow tag, believe me, you don't want it. Your Alabama John Deere dealer. Nothing runs like a deer. By Golden Flake Snack Foods. One taste and you're stuck on Golden Flake. LDDS Communications, the official long-distance carrier of the Auburn Alumni Association. Likes Hot Dogs. One bite and you'll know why they say, when it's likes, it's gone. Your Alabama Toyota dealer. I love what you do for me, Toyota. And by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama, the Caring Company.
And welcome to the Auburn Football Review. Auburn is 6-0 after a 31-17 win over Mississippi State before 84,000 at Jordan-Hare yesterday, and an early shower for the coach.
My first time to be thrown water all over me, and first time ever 6 games into a season, but we were excited about the win.
I liked you called Rick Trickett to the front there in the dressing room, because I'm sure he was proud.
Well, it was a big game for him because, like Sanford, those were a lot of his players over there, his boys that he recruited, the ones he coached, and a coach wants to do well against players, and he did very well, 270-plus yards rushing against a team that was giving up only 83.
And at a time in the second half when you needed to run the clock, and they were able to do it on the ground. That's
very, very big factor in this ball game.
What a contrasting first half, first quarter, second quarter, Coach.
It was. I mean, if you could pick something you did not want to happen, it's exactly what happened. Everything we did was wrong. We hold them to hold them. They punt, hits them on the back. We throw a nice pass, deflected, interception. Great run by Bostic, extra yardage. He fumbles the football, but they only get 6 points. The defense held strong early, and then finally the offense did their part.
That was the key. They only got
2 field goals,
6 points out of all those turnovers, and Auburn cashed all of their mistakes in the second quarter.
Well, that's right. When you get people turning the ball over, you need to score points. You need to put the knockout punch in. Mississippi State had the turnovers. They did not produce touchdowns. They produced only 2 field goals, and then they turned the ball back over to us on the third turnover. We came back, and we had opportunities. We scored 3 touchdowns, and ultimately that was the difference that they could not overcome.
Okay, we'll be back to look at that crazy first half of play, but right now let's go to the Auburn dressing room and talk to some of the players immediately after the game.
It was a matter of keeping cool and waiting for things to come around this week.
Yeah, it was. We, we started off slow. I think we had 5 turnovers on the whole day, and still to win 31-17, we had to have a good offensive effort. And came out and, like I said, started slow and came around with some big plays to Frank and to Steve and to Tony down there. And defense just doing an outstanding job. I mean,
they held the game for you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they've done it week in and week out. It hadn't been just a off and on thing. They've done it week in and week out, and they deserve total credit for it.
I don't know how many times I've said this, but when we needed a big play.
The coach is making a great call. They're picking up the defense real well, and they're making great calls. I'm just having to be the guy to throw the ball to.
Stan laid it up there just right, too.
Yeah, Stan made it perfect, though. The line gave him a good time. And we practiced on that all week. We thought they was going to give us that type of defense. So we came out and, executed, and it worked.
You made a good cut, though, and hit it for the corner over there, too.
Oh, I felt Buddy on my back, so I said, I'm not going to get ran down this week. The team, they joned on me all week to my son. We didn't get, Brian Robinson didn't get ran down and stuff like that, so I decided to just go ahead and cut and go for the big one.
Looks to me like you're starting to get comfortable and see the holes.
Yes. A lot of people been, giving me advice. JB, we talk on the sideline, telling each other what happened on plays, and just giving each other, telling each other what's going on, just letting us know what a hole is gonna be and stuff like that. So it's basically the team helping me out.
Yeah, what kind of challenge to run it against this team today, weren't you?
Yes, going into the game, we knew they only gave up about 90 yards a game, and Coach told us that we was really gonna have to get at them if we wanted to run the ball. But we know we needed to establish it so we can get the pass off, and we had success early at it. And as the game went on, we kept running it pretty well.
You Florida boys gonna get ready?
Yes, we've been talking about it for a good while, and we're excited to be 6-0 and have won this game. And I'm sure it's not going to take much for us to get ready for the Florida game.
It was first interception for me. The guys been joking on me about not getting an interception, so today I told them I was going to get one, and it happened for me.
You probably enjoyed knocking the ball loose from that guy as much as you did interception. Huh?
Oh, that was the biggest play of the game for me. Got that big hit on the fullback out in the flat, so it just lit me up.
Schilling is back in the race, huh?
Both of us are really. Ryan's still ahead with 2, but we're coming for him. With Florida coming in next week, we're going to have our chances.
The challenge today was not let him get up top, and you didn't, huh?
We definitely prevented the deep ball today. They caught some short stuff underneath, but that's something you can break up on. We did a great job in secondary and the whole.
Other than the one you kicked on the ground, didn't they all go in the end zone today?
Yeah, they all went in the end zone.
Felt good today, huh?
Yeah, it felt real good. It was hot out there, a little bit used to what I'm used to, Florida weather and all that. So
against a team like this, it saves a lot of bodies to kick that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, I don't know what they did on the one. They decided to hold in the end zone that one time, and I think they were just trying to play us for a bunch of fools.
Yeah, he just started walking up, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing, but he was going to get himself in a lot of trouble.
Highlights of the first half and Coach Terry Bowden's insights when we come back on the Auburn Football Review.
For hard...
Tag, believe me, you don't want it.
You're right about that, Coach.
As we indicated at the start of the show, things don't get started off very good. The first thing that happens is Chris Schelling is blocking downfield on the punt, and he touches the ball, and they get the ball in field position.
Well, we had 3 turnovers. This is the first of the turnovers, and they were all turnovers that you can't really get on a young man for the mistake. It was a very short punt. It was not a good punt. He was blocking in the area that we teach him to block in. It hits him in the back. No chance to get out of the way. And as you'll see, we have some other turnovers that are just a quarterback being pulled down, interception, extra effort by the tailback, fumbles downfield. It just seemed like it wasn't going to be our day, but the defense held strong.
That's right. Just gave him 2 field goals with those 4 turnovers. Now, we pick up the action right after a tipped pass that it's 3-0 already, and here comes another turnover, and things don't look very good for the Tigers right here early.
It was just amazing how they, of course, they go to some gadgets. I think they watched too much of our film against LSU, but they're a great play. I think that's Calvin Jackson. Great interception there. Although now it's not a turnover, from an offensive standpoint, we're on the half-yard line, and all we can do is get the ball out a little bit and punt. But later on,
and they kick another field goal at 6-0. This is the only good thing that happened in the first quarter.
That's
really,
right.
offensively.
Steve, we had one big play offensively. Steve Davis had a beautiful run. I think it was an indication of things to come, though.
Yeah. Okay, we're in the second quarter now, and after another interception, State has the ball, but again, the defense is going to stop.
I'll tell you, there are just so many names to mention on that defense. Our defense continually put pressure on the quarterback. They couldn't sack him early. They did late, but he hurried throws, did not have time to throw it deep.
After a roughing the kicker penalty, Auburn still keeps the ball, and that was a big play right there.
That right there, we had seen it on film. We knew the formation that we needed. We knew where they needed to be aligned on the field. The penalty on the punt gave us an opportunity to run it. It went right for the touchdown, just like we were hoping. Jason Miska played a great football game, and I know the fans are excited about him and the way he plays and what he represents and the effort that he provides. But the overall defense, super job, and he also did a great job.
This is a first, second, and third down sequence here where Auburn really stuffs them and sets up the drive, probably the best-looking drive of the day right here.
Well, we started, I mean, the second quarter was just the opposite of the first quarter. Of course, James Bostic, what a tandem we have with James Bostic and Steve Davis. He runs with so much determination. It's inspiring to our football team and to our fans. And then Stan comes back and makes a big play. Sean Carter catches the little slant pass there. And now the offense is clicking.
Watch this play.
There's
Thing of beauty.
It's short yardage play. We side run the screen outside, and Steve Davis does what we've been waiting for. Breaks a tackle and runs all the way to the goal line.
Great block by Gandy, and also Sean Carter on a comeback block there. Really set up the play.
Well, it's good. I think with Mississippi State, as big and as strong as they are, you have to use misdirection. You've got to catch them off balance, and we tried to do that throughout. And again, the defense played so well. Big interception there being Chris Schilling. Interception, he had a key fumble, caused a fumble. Probably his best game of the year.
And Auburn is going to cash this turnover.
There's a toss sweep. You'll see James Boston taking it down to about the 12-yard line or 10-yard line. Just hard running. And now we'll fake the counter play. Stan turns quick, throws the fullback. The same play we scored on against Ole Miss the first game that was called back. And it came back again 6 games later.
Now, State's going to make one desperate try at getting back in the game, going up top, as they have done so successfully all year.
Well, this is the thing I think that people maybe not notice. They could not get the big play. It worked against Florida, worked against LSU. They wanted the big play. It did not happen. And at half, we're up 21-6 with that excellent effort in the second quarter.
That's about as good a quarter as you could have dreamed of, to score 3 times and turn the game around as well.
It's funny because that's the way the Southern Miss game went. You know, we did not start good against Southern Miss, but all of a sudden, boom, 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 we were up 21-7. Southern Miss. And that was the emphasis of our halftime. Southern Miss, we were up 21-7, and yet all of a sudden we were down 24-21. That was our emphasis. We did not come out immediately, but we got we took it to them much better in the second half.
Okay, and we'll come back and talk some about halftime after these words.
I wanted to have.
Coach, a lot of people are talking about the chemistry of this team. I'm not sure I understand what chemistry is, but I know that when things are tough for the offense in the first quarter, the defense was playing as good as they could and keeping things in check. And then later on, it's the offense that takes over the game and runs the clock out when State makes a little run in the second half. I guess that's chemistry, huh?
Yeah, I think when you can get the entire team to buy into the goal, to say, okay, this is what I personally want to accomplish, and everyone buys into what we're trying to accomplish this year, then you get a team. You get everyone wanting to do everything they can. One time it's the defense, one time it's the offense. It's the coaches, it's the doctors, it's the trainers, it's the managers, it's everyone. And everyone wants so much to buy into this turnaround, getting us back. And that's what you're seeing out there on the football field. And it's getting us through some of these tough situations.
Mm-hmm. And then an outgrowth of that is suddenly it becomes fun for everyone, and practice is not so difficult and all of that.
Well, you know, that's the one thing about winning. Winning makes football enjoyable, because football is very hard work. It's very tough, it's very physical, it's very demanding. But when you win, it's fun. And you want football to be fun, and so therefore you want to win. So all these things go together, and right now at 6-0, the winning does not make us complacent. I don't think it makes us overconfident. It makes us prepare even better.
Mm. And preparation will be very important this week. We'll talk about that later in the program. But a program reminder, the Auburn Network will be on the air this Saturday at 11:30 prior to the Auburn-Florida game. And Coach Pat Dye will be on the Auburn Tailgate Show sometime during that period, 11:30 till 1 o'clock, and I'm sure a lot of folks will want to come by and see him and, of course, listen in on the radio to his comments. Also, it's a big week for the Auburn Letterman's Club. They have a big golf outing planned for Friday. Auburn fans can join Auburn Letterman in this golf outing. You can put a team together and have an Auburn Letterman play in your group. It's going to be quite an affair, and it raises money for the Auburn Letterman's Club Scholarship Program. So you can call the Auburn Athletic Office this week if you want to get involved in the Auburn outing at Grand National on Friday. Back in a minute with the third quarter.
Deer.
Okay, we're going to move back into the third quarter. State stops Auburn on out and 3 downs, and then drives and picks up a field goal to make the score 21-9. And as we pick up the action now, the Tigers appear to be headed for a long drive and a touchdown to answer that field goal. But you're going to get stopped on 4th and 1 down on the 20, Coach. That had an issue.
Yeah, really disappointed us because we needed good drives. There's a big third down play right there to Stan White to Thomas Bailey, and here's a big play to the fullback on a fake counter, throw the boot in the flat. Big play there. We need to get something going. We started out slow in the second half, just like against Southern Miss.
Here's 3rd and 1.
Big 3rd and 1 run right there to keep a drive going and get us down there. Although we missed a 4th down play, we were able to run a lot of the clock out and get the ball down into their side of the territory to change field position and put them back here inside the 20 to start with in their drive.
Right, and as it works out, it's going to be a good deal because they're going to get the turnover here.
Well, that was big. We missed the 4th and 1, but the defense, as they've been doing, gave it right back to us. A big hit by Chris Schilling on the pass in the flat. Now our offense gets the ball down on the 14. And this time, I believe we'll take it to pay dirt now. There's the reverse. You'll see this reverse by, we run the fake reverse so often. Finally, when you run it, they don't seem to cover it quite as well. We don't have great speed at the wideout position, but we do like to run the reverse every now and then. We get the ball inside. Lead play, Reed McMillan made a great power block on our lead isolation. And then look at Tony Richardson jumping over top for the touchdown to give us the 28-9 game.
I noticed the quarterback got a block on the reverse, too.
Yes, he did his job on the reverse, Stan White.
Okay, now State comes back and puts together a drive that lasts for the remainder of the 3rd quarter and now into the 4th quarter. They are still moving the ball, trying to get back into this game.
Well, we coaches are like fans. We sit there and start adding up points. 2 touchdowns, 2 two-point conversions, and a field goal is what they need, and we start watching the clock. And we start saying, okay, they've got to do all these things, and if we can keep running that clock, and that's what you're beginning to see. Big play here. They have a guy deep. The new quarterback came in when Jordan went down. Great play, deflected there by Chris Schilling. Otis Mounds right there again, and big play.
This is the thing they did so well against Florida that the Auburn defense did not allow them to do, is throw the bomb.
Crucial 3rd down right there. They run the shuffle pass like we do on the draw. They did not get it. Defense was wide awake. They saw the play.
Miss a field goal, but then they come back on their next drive after an Auburn turnover and score. So it's now 28-17 with about 8.5 minutes left in the game. What Auburn needs now is a long drive.
Well, I was very concerned now because, again, we needed to have a long drive, and this guy came back in. Steve Davis had been ripping them pretty good. We go back to James Bostic. He's fresh. He's sharp. Makes a great run. And watch the determination here and how it excites our football team and our fans. Look at the run for the 1st down. Did not go out of bounds. Knew that would stop the clock. That's the type of thing that's making Auburn successful right now.
Here's Reed McMillan, the old workhorse. No, this is Tony. Tony had a big day.
Tony had an excellent day, and Reed and him changing positions at fullback, but there's a big 9-yard gain.
Here comes Reed.
And then Reed comes back, the same play. The pile kind of wads up there, but he pushes the pile forward, and we began to run the clock, and then again, Scott Etheridge, 6 out of 7 this year. That's his 6th. Now it puts it pretty much out of reach for the final of the 4th quarter.
You got your shower just before you went on the field there, Coach?
I've never been doused with water 6 games into a season, but believe me, the winning season was so important to our young men as our first goal, our short-term goal, and to get that in 6 games is very important to us.
That is a goal.
And we talked about it very much, and I don't know who showered me, but it felt very good.
Another goal is this is the 2nd team that beat Auburn last year that you've turned the tables on.
That was really our first goal, was to beat a team or beat teams that had beaten us before. And there was Ole Miss and there was Mississippi State. And so we've done that. In doing that, we've been able to acquire a winning season. And now you search for bigger and better goals. And again, these things make the next goals possible. And those are all ahead of us.
Back for a big goal. Talk about that when we come back on the Auburn Football Review.
Golden Flake, take 1.
Flare line of the Auburn Tigers.
Auburn, Florida, next Saturday, 1 o'clock at Jordan-Hare Stadium. You have 7 starters from Florida and at least that many more who play, and they're going to be excited about that game this week.
Well, there are going to be some individual reasons for wanting to play this game very well and to win this football game. But this has become a big game for Auburn. I'm excited because it has some national or conference significance. We can't compete for a championship this year. We can't compete for a bowl game, but we can be a factor in who plays in those bowl games. And this becomes one that we're very excited about, of course, against a football team that's far and above the best football team that we've played.
State throws it 41 times and only gets 155 yards. That has to give some confidence going against the best passing team in the league.
Well, Florida really does an outstanding job of executing the passing game, not just throwing it. A lot of people throw it. Few people execute it.
Stuff, huh?
They execute the passing game. They understand it, and they do it with great athletes. we're going to obviously need to have our very best game. But, you know, at first there were games that I thought we might have a chance to win and games we may not. I really there's opportunities. This team can win anything, I think, if they play well.
I think they've reached that level to where they have that kind of confidence. We'd like to remind you of the Auburn Tailgate Show beginning at 11:30 Saturday, and Coach Pat Dye will be on the first half hour of that, 11:30 till 12 o'clock, and we'll have the Auburn Review playback for you on Sunday. Hope you can join us then. Good luck to you and the Tigers, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Coach Bowden's apparel provided by The Locker Room. This has been the Auburn Football Review, brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama, the Caring Company, your Alabama Toyota dealer. I love what you do for me, Toyota. Likes hot dogs. One bite and you'll know why they say, when it's likes, it's gone. LDDS Communications, the official long-distance carrier of the Auburn Alumni Association. By Golden Flake Snack Foods. One taste and you're stuck on Golden Flake. Your Alabama John Deere dealer. Nothing runs like a deer. Great Southern Wood, makers of Osmos pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't say Osmos on the yellow tag, believe me, you don't want it. Colonial Bank, good people, great service. And by your Alabama Coca-Cola.